Cheer. You already know it's your boy Joe back at it again. Codingphase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again one more time. What's really good? Hopefully you guys is doing great. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. You know me. I'm doing all right. What's going on, guys? What you guys is up to? I want to see some of you guys in the chat. I want to see some of your messages. I want to see what you guys been doing. In this live stream, I'm going to be looking at a couple of different jobs, verified jobs that's out here for entry-level positions. And yeah, man, we're about to get into it. Okay, just setting up my windows right now, guys. Setting up my windows. Okay, you already know. Okay, what's going on? Let me see what's going on. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? What's going on? I see we got Anner Code. What's going on, my guy? What's good? So yeah, man. Let's get into it. We're not gonna waste no time. We also gonna go in and give you guys some new updates on everything that's happening on codingphase.com. So definitely stick with me on this live stream, and we're about to get in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me get into this. Share my screen. By the way, let me take this thing off, man. We got the little cap on. It's a brand new cap. Brand new hat, so we got to take the cap off. Okay, so let me go in and put this here. By the way, guys, check out codingphase.com. All you have to do is check the links in the description and you could get access to all of this. All right, literally you can come into Coding Phase, sign up. You scroll all the way to the bottom or click on pricing, and that will bring you right to the bottom to go and sign up with a 20% off. All you have to do is click on the link in the description. So we're going to start it here, right? So this is codingphase.com V4. Okay, this is the beta version, early access. So basically, once you have registered to codingphase.com and you register to the new version of Coding Phase, basically this is your welcome screen. Okay, in here, depending on what type of career path that you have basically enrolled in, you're gonna start getting, recommended jobs for that day that you should be applying to. Okay, so again, you're gonna get access to all of that. Now in here, we're gonna go in, we're gonna start looking at the jobs that just got basically added to the platform, okay, and got verified. So we're gonna start with the first one that we have here. We have email developer, Stitch consultant, remote position. Okay, it's one of those roles that we basically went in, we tested it out, and we could confirm, yes, they do they do respond, they do go through your portfolio, and yes, pretty solid, right? They're looking for somebody to craft some mobile responsive email campaigns using HTML, CSS, dynamic languages like Handlebars, Liquid, right? So yes, this is one of the jobs that's in here. This type of role goes for $65,000 to $85,000. So definitely, I would suggest for you guys, if you're struggling to find your first job or you're looking to get your first job, these are the type of jobs that are hiring now, right? Like they're not spending 2 hours, 3 hours to go in and actually, respond to you. I'll give you a great example. Yesterday, I had somebody reach out to me from Carnival, the cruise line company. They're hiring right now remotely. And literally, like, I just answered to see, what was the position about so I could add it to the platform. And literally within 1 hour, they called me up. So the role actually goes for $85,000 to $110,000. So if you guys are, looking for a job, Carnival's hiring. Again, Carnival's hiring, and they're hiring quick. They're not wasting no time. When I'm telling you, I just went in, answered the message on LinkedIn, literally recruiter called me up within 30 minutes. So they're like, yo, we need somebody now, not tomorrow, not another day, to basically today. Okay, so shout out to them. It was pretty cool, the conversation we had. And yeah, they're looking for somebody right now, especially if you're in the Miami area. Okay, they're looking to do hybrid work. So they have a very interesting, working model. They basically go into the office Tuesday to Thursday. And then Mondays and Fridays, you at home, you chilling. 4 days in the crib, 3 days you go into the office, plan out what you're gonna do for the week. Not bad, right? To be making, almost $100,000, right? So again, it's a very good position. If you guys want to go into that, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be listed on codingphase.com. So definitely go check it out. Shout out to everybody that's in here. I see a couple of people in here. We're about to get into these jobs. We're gonna start looking at what's happening in the market. Okay, we see T-Mass, morning, bro. Joe, I'm here studying and learning. Nice. There you go. Got to put in those hours, okay? Chow Ping Wen says, take the cap off. Driver Joe is back. Word. Shout out to Chow Ping. Right? Yeah, bro. You remember that video when people was like, damn, he doing bad. He driving a car now. He driving a truck now. Truck driver Joe. It's fine, man. Nothing wrong with that. I used to do it back in the days. I've done so many jobs. This is why I appreciate the fact that I know how to code and I learned this skill. And this is why I try to tell you guys, like, yo, if you still haven't learned how to code, you got to check out Coding Phase. Come in, trust me, it works. We teach you in a way that is going to be accessible to you and simple to digest. Okay. But yeah. Let me see. Lawrence, shout out to my guy Lawrence. By the way, we about to link up today with my boy Kevin Mosley. I got to call him up. He's actually here in Tampa. If you guys don't know who he is, basically he's one of the students from Coding Phase. He's now a Shopify developer, very successful. He even helps people who's in the military learn how to code and teach them the ropes from the military point of view. So shout out to him. I'm gonna link up with him later on tonight. I gotta call him up to set the time. But I've been just working all day. So Kevin, if you're watching this, we're gonna chill tonight. Okay, don't worry, my guy. I'm making it happen. I'm finding the time. Okay. Let me see. Convert Learner is in here. We got MJ. Let me see. I want to get into the boss man millionaire path. Yeah, man. Good luck with that one. Okay. Let me see. MJ said, are you in the cruise as well with all the hot I don't know, bro. You bugging. Let me see. Reading in here. What up, Joe? Let me see. Lawrence Deco says they won't let you drive a truck, wash dishes, use they won't let you drive a truck, wash dishes, use a laundromat. You can't do nothing to make these people happy. Word, man. Sometimes people they want to see you bad so bad, bro. Like I don't know, man. Listen, guys, if you wishing the worst on me, always remember I'm wishing nothing but the best for you, and I want nothing but positive things to happen to you and good energy for you guys. Okay, so please throw me some good energy too. All right, so let's continue with this. Let's continue looking at the jobs that's out here, right? It's a lot of email developer jobs that got listed today. So definitely go check that out. So this is Trinity Road, the Catholic company. This is a job with, I guess, it's an email developer job, but they are a Catholic company. So understand that it's going to be like a religious thing, right? Which is fine. To be honest with you, like if you give me a bag, you could sign me up to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just doing my job. There was this song from I think who was it? T.I. Where Kanye West sampled this song where it says, I'm just doing my job. I'm like, yo, that's my anthem. Like you get what I'm saying? If you find me on a Catholic company, nonprofit, I'm just doing my job. Right, shout out to the Catholics out here, man. If you got a bag for me, I'm showing up. All right, so the next one we have here, email technical strategist. By the way, when you come to Coding Phase, you get access to all of these jobs. We go in, we take our time, we look through the whole job market, so you don't have to. So when you come in, you say, let me go in and look at what's going on with front-end developer, right? I go in, apply my filter, you see all the front-end developer jobs. You want to go in and look at the web administrator jobs, guess what? You're going to see it right here. If you want to go in and look at the email developer jobs, they're right here, okay? We take our time, look at the market, see what's out there, what's the best opportunity for you, and we go in and give it to you, okay? By the way, when you choose basically a career path, you come in, you say, hey, I'm enrolled in, let's say, an email developer path, right? From there, automatically, every single day when you come in, you don't even have to waste no time. You could get the recommended jobs right there in front of you. Okay. I make it easy for you. All right. We go in, we teach you the skills, right? We help you with the projects. We help you with your portfolio. We even do meetings with you every single week. And then from there, we go in and we search the jobs for you. And we say, hey, these are the jobs you need to be focusing on. All right. So at the end of the day, you're not gonna find that anywhere else. I'm pretty sure right now the competition is like, oh shit, Joe's doing this? Because everybody, as soon as I start doing something, everybody's like, hold on, Joe adding this? Let's go and try to do that. You can't. You're not Joe. You're not Coding Face. Stop it. Okay? Do what you have to do. Please stop copying everything that I do. People always be like, yo, Joe be bugging. He think everybody bro, they do it all the time. I just be like, yo, I just have to go in and take it and be like, all right, cool. It is what it is. The competition, you know what I mean? If I go in and I say, hey man, codingface.com is $1 a day, everybody and their mothers now, yeah, come to xyz.com. It's $1 a day. Shut up. Stop copying everything that I do. But yeah, man, let's continue with this, right? Another one right here is Crucial Point is hiring. This is an email technical strategist. So this one's going to be for those that have experience with Braze. So if you already started working as an email developer and you're looking for a better role, let's say you started at a 65, 70, 75,000, right? And you're ready to come in and go to the next level. This company is hiring for $40 to $50 an hour. Also, too, if you want a job stack, okay, because this is a part-time position, okay, meaning that they're willing to pay you, basically part-time for this type of role. So this is a perfect opportunity. If you are already an email developer working at a company, or maybe you're working as a front-end developer or whatever it is, and you want to get some extra bags, guess what? There's opportunities out there. All right. I keep telling you guys, this is the thing. A lot of companies is going to go into this business model of, instead of hiring people full time, right? Because they might not have the budget. Not every business has enough money to go in and say, let me go and pay somebody $100,000. But we got 40, 50,000 extra that we could go in and have them do a couple of projects on a weekly basis, where we don't need their full time. We just need them to do some part-time work, maybe 2-3 days out of the week, right? Or maybe, work on their schedule. As long as they get the work done by a certain date, we don't care if they do it 2 o'clock in the morning. Just, get the emails done by Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Have it done by Thursday night. Here you go. Boom. Here's a project. Guess what? That's $40 to $50 an hour. All right. So again, this is how you go in and you start getting your bags. All right. It's not just by having one job and just staying stuck there. It's like, nah, let's put this shit to work. We got a skill. Let's put it to work. Okay. Shout out to everybody in here. Sean McLemmon, what's going on? Okay. Another course says, listen, give us some of the gems. Yes, that's what we hear, bro. When you come in here, you already know this shit, it be like a casino. You get what I'm saying? Every time I come in here, y'all got to pick it up because all you hear is cling, 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 cling. Pick up the gems. You get what I'm saying? Stop playing. All right, cool. So let's continue with this. Let's look at the next one that we have in here. We got email marketing specialist. All right. This is in Seven Hills Group. I believe this one is in like a remote position, but I believe this is a company in Indiana or something like that. Okay. So one thing that you guys gonna notice is Braze. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, right? So Braze is another platform similar to Salesforce, and this thing is booming right now. Everybody is like switching over. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're doing the crackhead prices. Companies is like, yo, they don't want to deal with Salesforce because it's too expensive. But now companies are switching over to Braze. This is the next frontier. All right. And all these jobs are paying pretty damn good. Okay. A lot of them is hiring. And this is where you go in and you go out of your way and you say, well, interesting. Let me go in and look at the documentation of Braze. Okay, let me look at the documentation of Braze and learn how they do things there. Okay, you don't have to go in and use a platform. Sometimes people be like, man, I gotta go and have professional experience. No one has professional experience. unless you already worked at a company that uses some of these tools. So what you do is you go in, you learn what's happening within the platform, you learn what's their process, you go through the documentation, read it. Okay, sometimes you got to read. Okay, I know y'all want to be using the podcast and the audiobook. Sometimes you got to read. Okay, so you go through the documentation. All right, now from there you learn how this thing is done, and if I'm not mistaken, they even have a way for you to get certified with Braze. Okay, so sometimes just even going in and learning the skill, and maybe it costs, I don't know, maybe 150 $200 to get the certification for it after you go through the documentation and their online training, right? But it's worth it, because then now it opens up the doors to jobs like this. This is where it's going, guys. Okay, this is the next level. Salesforce is too expensive. A lot of companies don't have the budget for it, because it doesn't make sense to go in and be like, well, we're gonna pay 200,000, 300,000 for Salesforce, when we could go in and get Braze for crackhead prices. We pay 35,000 a year and we got the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So now companies are smarting up. Okay. So yes, Braze. This is something that you guys are gonna start paying attention to. And a lot of times, even though you might see something like this, Braze on the description, you could still apply if you already know another platform. If you know something like ConvertKit, Klaviyo, right? If you know those, they all do the same thing. Same with like MailChimp and ActiveCampaign and all of these other ones. They all do the same thing. This is why you go in and you learn about the platform ahead of time, and be like, yeah, I know some Braze. You know what I'm saying? Like, now when they ask you questions about it, it's like, yeah, you could answer it. Okay. So yeah, like I said, this is another position, right? They manage, the email campaigns. In reality, it's email automation, just marketing automation in a sense. Okay. Look at this. This is funny. They're like, hey, front end development experience with React hooks and TypeScript, right? It's a plus, right? Nice qualifications to have. But what they're really focusing is on this. Okay. Shout out to my mom. I don't know. I got to disconnect this phone, because if I start getting some crazy text messages from the side chick, I got to figure it out, bro. I got to first figure out how to do that. Because if my mom hit me up, then the side chick might hit me up, and now we in trouble. Okay, now we got this shit live. Nah, I'm playing, man. You know your boy married, okay, locked in. I'm doing a bid. You know what I'm saying? I'm 10 years in. Okay, so let me see. Idle Reyes is in here. We got and of course says you can't. You're not Joe. Yes. Devin Gray says, let me open this up a little bit. Devin Gray says, is this the new dashboard? Because I already know how to code, and I literally want the mentorship and the job board to help me with my career path, what to focus on. So yeah, Devin. So this is the platform, right? This codingphase.com, right? We go in, we look for the jobs, we look for basically everything. Just hand holding the whole way, in a sense. Okay. So if you already know how to code, right, you could still come to Coding Phase. You could still sign up to the service. All right. Links in the description is 20% off you could get with the discount. And again, sometimes there's people that come in and they watch me and they're like, well, Joe, I already know how to code, right? And I'm good to go. So I just need the job board. I just need the mentorship. I just need, for you to look at my projects. Help me out with this. Okay. What do I have to do to get a job? Okay. To be honest with you, yeah, we could do that. Okay, we could definitely help you out. We have the accountability meetings every Monday. When you sign up now as a Diamond member, you have access to me. If you want me to look at your projects, your portfolio, I can go and do that. All you have to do is, once you sign up, you email me at admin@codingphase.com. I verify your account, and then from there, now it's a two-way conversation. I'll go in and help you out with the process. And sometimes you might not need even, 2 months or 3 months, right? This is why I tell people, you come in, sign up, try the platform, right? You try it for 7 days. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't like it, here's your refund. I don't want to keep your money that, if you're not happy. You know what I'm saying? But you come in, I'll help you out, right? If you already know how to code, there's things that we just gotta tweak, right? You don't have to go through the courses, you don't have to do any of that. We just go in and start focusing on the things that you're missing, right? Things like your GitHub, maybe your resume, your the type of jobs you're applying to, right? Maybe right now you're like in a position where you're like, man, Joe, I just want to get a job right now because I was working, but I got laid off and I'm looking for a job now. This is the skills that I have. Help me out. From there, I'll go in, I'll look at the skills that you have, I'll see where we could go in and pivot to help you get a job super quickly, right? And get you into the game. You know what I'm saying? So definitely I would suggest check it out, right? It's up to you to make that decision. Okay. But I can tell you that, there's thousands of people that will say, hey, Joe is legit. Go check this guy out. He helped me out. Okay. That's one thing that you're gonna always hear from people that, hey, I went to this guy, I got a job now, right? That's what I've been focusing for the past almost 7, 8 years. So this is my job. My job is to help you get a job. You know what I'm saying? Make your life easier. Okay. It's a platform where we have the courses, we have the projects, we have the resume builder, the cover letter builder, everything that you're gonna need. We have it within our platform to help you out. Okay, you're paying for a service. If the service don't work, and people will be like, "Yo, this shit is garbage, man. I ain't even, I went there. I can't get nothing." You get what I'm saying? People is not saying that. Okay, and we've been doing this shit for long enough. You get what I'm saying? So come through. Let me see. Devin Gray says, I signed up last month. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna email you. I'm trying to clean the profile up. Yes, let's do it, Devin. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Send me an email, admin@codingphase.com, and then from there, we'll go in and patch you up. Put you right back into the market. Like, yo, pick this guy up. All right, cool. So let's continue with this. So we have the next ones that we have in here, right? Like I said, it's a lot of email developer jobs that's being listed for today. And the reason that is because these jobs are jobs that will call you up right away. We'll go in and look at your portfolio. Okay. We are adding a lot of, front end developer jobs, but I could tell you, if you're looking for front end developer jobs, understand that it's a waiting game. Okay. It's a waiting game. It's an experience thing, right? So if you don't have experience or you don't have the specific skills that they want, and then you don't pass the interview process, then don't expect the job. Now, if you want to get a job that it's simple, you could go in, still do web development, put some experience in your backpack, put some money in your pocket, right? I suggest look into email development. I always tell people that is because I know there's people right now that's struggling. There's people that's punching the air. Man, I can't find a job. You don't have to be without a job. You get what I'm saying? If you're at a point where you're like, man, should I go in and start applying at Wawa or Walmart? Don't do that. Just become an email developer. It's simple. Okay. You already know how to code. Put your skills to work. And you're going to be able to grow with that. That's going to help you out in the long term, not only to build your own applications, how you're going to be able to market it, right? How to get, email campaigns running. All of those skills are things that you're going to need if you want to build your own business, do like software as a service. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, this is why they fail because they just don't have that knowledge. They just, they haven't been getting that type of experience. And when you work in a marketing team, right? Either you work in a digital agency or you work at a company like Carnival where they have a dedicated team just for emails. Okay. Like that's crazy. Some companies don't even have that. They outsource it to agencies. Carnival has its own like department for email development. They have from what they told me was like they had like 3, 4, they had 3 developers and they're looking for one more. So that means they got a lot of emails that they got to crank out. Remember, a lot of these companies like Disney, HBO, a lot of the entertainment, Universal, like they send out a lot of emails. Okay. Somebody has to build that. When you go in, you be like, man, I freaking bought something from Nike and god damn it, they're sending me 20,000 emails every freaking 3 days. Guess what? Someone has to build that. Okay. And somebody's getting a bag. Don't be that guy that be like, yeah, I'm out here without a job and you're not getting a bag when other people's getting paid. And it's gonna be good. It's a good look. You go in and say, hey man, I'm working at Nike. They don't know if you, they don't know if you're a super senior engineer, you know what I mean? You're CTO or you're email developer. It's irrelevant. You work at Nike. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes people get so caught up with the titles. That shit is irrelevant. As long as you get paid, you got money in your pocket, and you balling, you good. Trust me. That's all you really care about. Okay, shout out to everybody in here, guys. By the way, get in the chat. Okay, if you are in the chat, you conversating with me, it makes this fun. If I'm just here talking by myself, it's just a random dude with a hat on talking on the internet, right? I'd rather go in and have you guys in the chat, giving me some feedback, talking to me, asking me questions, giving me some topics. It just makes it more fun. By the way, one of the cool things that we're going to be adding to the new version of Coding Phase is we're going to be doing some challenges. Remember when I used to come in here and I used to do like challenges, like weekly challenges, and I would give people like a random project to build, right? And be like, okay, here's the requirements, here's the things that you got to do, and you get to build it, right? And by next week, we'll go in and choose a winner. Okay, we're gonna be bringing that into codingphase.com. Okay, so again, for anybody that's wondering, can you register to Coding Phase? Yeah, you could come in and register 100% for free, right? So the things that we're gonna have in here that's gonna be community based, any one of you guys can sign up. Okay, if you want to get the services like the courses, the searching for the job, the cover letter, the resume, the projects, the resume and portfolio reviews, the meetings, yes, that comes with a price. But anybody that wants to come in and want to sign up to the platform, you could come in and sign up. Okay, you could try Coding Phase V4. Okay, you could come into the platform, and then from there, the things that is gonna be free, you're gonna have access to it. Okay, for example, the community. So we're going to have a community forum in here where any one of you guys can come in and share your thoughts, share your ideas, right? Of course, there's going to be some moderators. If you're thinking that you're going to be a troll and just putting random shit, you're just going to get blocked, bro. You know what I'm saying? Please don't ruin it for everybody, because then now we got to go in and start doing verifications. We got to start going in and be like, yo, you got to pay $1, because I know the haters and the trolls don't even got $1. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll make it $1. You start trolling, now we'll be like, all right, I'll make it 50 cents. Because I know you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have a credit card to put in. You know what I'm saying? So, so when you're a troll, you don't even have 50 cents. So we'll put that limit. Like, hey, you can come and join codingphase.com. 50 cents for just to come in. So please don't ruin it for everybody. We're making it free for everyone to join the community. And that way I can also notify you guys when I'm going live. I'm also going to go in and, do cool things like challenges. This is something that I've been wanting to bring back, where we come up, we give a project, we give the requirements. Sometimes we might even give you the design and say, hey guys, let's see who actually builds this the best. Or maybe we'll go in and say, you know what? This is a Coca-Cola bottle, right? Come up with a website for this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got the this product, Gummy Sharks by 7-Eleven. Come up with a website for that, okay? And then from there, or let's say a landing page, we'll go in and have the community vote for who's the best project, right? Who has the best project, right? And maybe we'll go in and even give prizes. My whole goal for this new version of Coding Phase is to get you guys to be more active, be more part of the community, okay? Not only for those of you guys that's already diamond members and paying members, but those of you guys that's also just here watching us on YouTube and want to be part of Coding Phase. Maybe you don't got the money. You're like, man, I don't got $30, bro. What's going on, Joe? I don't got $30 in my pocket. Cool. Come in, bro. You could come in, register, sign up, join the community, and be part of the community. Now, you know what I mean? There's going to be some certain parts where you're going to see a big-ass wall and be like, all right, bro, I can't get in there. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some spots that, you know what I mean? There's going to be a bounce and say, excuse me, sir, let me see your ID. Do you have a membership? You know there's going to be some spots that once you join, there's going to be some spots that's like, yo, shit, man. I can't get in that room. What's going on in there? Diddy's in there. What's going on? How come I didn't get the invite to the Diddy party at codyface.com? Hey, bro, you can't get in that room. You know what I'm saying? Where's the ID for your membership? You know what I'm saying? Guys, by the way, we gotta crack jokes. We gotta make this shit fun. Coding doesn't have to be boring. Okay, always remember that. Okay, so shout out to everybody in here. You just go to codingphase.com. Okay, go to codingphase.com, sign up as a diamond member, right at the bottom, or click right there. Try out the V4. Okay, that way you could go in this weekend, check out the challenges. We're gonna have some interactive lessons that is also gonna be free for some of you guys that come in. But again, all the cool stuff is gonna be for the diamond member. So again, it's up to you. Once you go in and you start seeing what this community is about, once you start seeing the things that we're doing here, how we're getting results, at some point you'll figure it out. You'll be like, all right, bro, shit, Joe, you got me. Now I gotta sign up. But it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? If you one of those dudes that's like, yeah, we gonna get this free. You know what I'm saying? This is dude scratching right now. Yeah, we gonna get that free membership. We going in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in here, man. You know I gotta crack jokes, bro. I gotta make this shit fun. This shit's boring. You know, coding is boring if you're not having some fun with it. Okay. Let me see. Reading through here. Uh, be sure to tell them don't vibe code the damn challenges. Yeah, you know, hopefully people don't vibe code it. But that's why one of the reasons why, you know, for these challenges, like you know, it's gonna be on you. If you want to be that idiot that goes in like, yeah, I just vibe coded the whole thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like now at this point, like you're lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. B. Thompson says, "What about stuff for the back end?" Yeah, that's one of the things too that I'm planning on doing too, like a full stack or back end projects, right? Where we go in and give like challenges, right? So I want people who is at all different type of levels. Okay, like I could go in and say, "Hey, this week," and you'll see it on the website. This week's challenge is creating a Google Chrome extension, right? Maybe some of you guys have never built one, and maybe we'll give you a requirement of, you know, it has to be a Google Chrome extension that connects to an API. So maybe you've never done that. Now you challenge yourself. Now you got something to work on for this week. Now you go in, even though you work full time, you say, you know what? Let me try this challenge. I got this, right? And even with vibe coding, some of these challenges, you know, because we can't go in and cover the sun with a finger and be like, yo, well, guys, there's no more coding because you know you're gonna have to use AI. But in reality, like sometimes some of these projects, it's not just about, hey, I'm gonna tell the AI to just build something. You gotta also think how you're gonna architect it. You know what I'm saying? How you're gonna build it. Okay. But yeah, entry level stuff, new for the back end devs. Yeah, we definitely gonna do some cool stuff, bro. Like we'll have different challenges in there. And what's really cool, man, is like, you know, we have a lot of stuff. I put a lot of time into this version of codingphase.com, guys. This is taking everything that we have done in the past 7, 8 years and taking it to the next level. All the good things that we've done in coding phase, right? And all the bad things that we have done, we're gonna go in and improve it. Okay. It's like literally it's going to the next level, you know, because we've seen how when I came into this game, people needed somebody to help them learn. Because sometimes some of these instructors, they're boring as hell. They don't got no source. They don't know how to teach, right? And sometimes they make things look so difficult. They start throwing you big words and random topics and be like, hey, here's the history of JavaScript. By the time they're done with that section, you're freaking sleeping. You don't want to do this shit. I go in and I help you out and get your hands dirty right away, right? So people went through that process. Then went in the next step, which is, okay, I know how to code, but what type of projects I built, right? We went in, we added that. From there, okay, I got the projects though, but shit, I don't know what portfolio to make, man. I don't know how my portfolio is supposed to look. Guess what? We went in and we added that. The next step is, right? Somebody comes in, I got my projects, I know how to code, I got my portfolio. Damn, Joe, but I don't know, man. What type of job should I apply to? Here you go. Now we make it easy for you. Now you have a platform where you have the jobs. It's catered to you. On top of that, we have the resume builder, right? We also have the cover letter builder within the platform. So guess what that does, right? That allows us to have that data, right? To go in and look through the jobs and say, this is the job that's 100% matching you. You have the highest chance of applying to this job and getting some results. You get what I'm saying? So at that point, you basically have a platform that takes you from knowing nothing to then holding your hand through the whole process. So at that point, there's no excuse. Now it's just about going in and putting in the work. You get what I'm saying? Like if you've been wanting to do this, this is the platform that does that. You get what I'm saying? So definitely check it out. Okay. Again, right now it's still in beta. That's why we went in and we basically have that message there. It tells you, hey, this is still in beta, meaning that right now you might see some changes, you might see certain things being added, some certain things being removed, but everything that needs to work that you're gonna need right now, like the online courses, the meetings that we have on Monday, the job board, right? The tracking of applying to jobs, viewing jobs, all of that's there, right? We have a tracker for you, so you could go in and keep track of this. Okay, let's say for example, this is the job board. Okay, I'm looking at this job. Let's say therapynotes.com, software developer. Let me see this one. Let's say this one. Okay, so let's say I go into that job. Okay, and I applied to this job. I say, okay, so this is which one's this one? The Quintex. Okay, I click applied. Boom. Now you could keep track of this. Okay, keep track of the jobs that you applied, right? And it'll give you some information on all of the jobs that you actually viewed, the jobs that you applied, and the jobs you're actually interviewing. Okay, so again, even right here, see, needs attention. 10 days since activity. 10 days since activity, right? Like it'll tell you, okay, what's going on with this job? Okay. These are jobs that you're gonna go in and you're gonna say, okay, this job is not moving forward. And you could even tag it and say, well, they ghosted me. Hey, this job didn't respond back. Hey, this job, this, and that. And then now you'll have that data where you could say, okay, cool. I applied to 10 jobs. Out of the 10 jobs, I got, you know, five that actually responded back and three that we did interview, and then one of them gave me an offer. So now you know, okay, what's my average? It's 1 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So you have all of that within the platform. So that way you don't even have to go in and be like, well, I'm signing up to this service, this service, this service. No, you have everything in one platform. Okay. We're making it easy for you. Shout out to everybody in here. Let me see. Renee, the dev, what's going on, Renee? Congrats on the new job. Hopefully that's doing good for you. You're getting a little bag, you know what I mean? I know you, I think you was getting married or you was, you now have a fiance. So I'm pretty sure that feels good at home. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, Renee, get off that TV. Get off that laptop. All you're doing is being on that laptop all day. Now I'm like, listen, ma, I'm working. I'm working. Leave me alone. Go do what you do. Go watch TikTok. You know what I mean? Go do something else, ma. Leave me alone. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling when you get a job and now you get in that bag. You know, so congrats to my boy Renee. Let me see. B. Thomas says, what job should one look for to get into backend, like equivalent to email development for front end development, if that makes sense? So I would say if you are a backend developer, right, and you wanted to get into like a position that will help you get in quickly, I will say look into integrations, right? So integration means, let's say right now I work at, let me see, let me think of a company, maybe Brace, right? So let's say I work at Brace. Okay, I work here. I work at Braze. Okay, I'm an integration specialist. Technically, I'm a backend developer, right? But what do I do, right? As an integration specialist or integration engineer, my job is to make sure that once a new company signs up to our software, that I help them in the process of migrating everything. So it could be they're working with Salesforce, now they need to migrate to Braze. So my job will be to make sure that all of these things, from their database to, maybe even giving some people like just a basic training of like how the platform works, right? All of those things, right? The goal is to help that company transition into using Braze. So using integration as a keyword, right? So you can say title, integration, okay? This could be a really good role for you. So look, fully remote automation AI API integration lead, okay? This is the next thing, right? A lot of people will be like, well, with all this AI, tools, like what jobs we gonna have? Well, somebody has to integrate the AI. You get what I'm saying? Somebody has to go in, and that's where the money really is gonna be at. In a sense, it's not really just in code. Code is gonna be part of it, right? But there's gonna be new jobs that's being created, which is how do we integrate this AI tools within these platforms in these companies, and that's where your next opportunity is because you are a backend developer. You understand how everything works in the backend. You understand how APIs work. Sometimes companies use maybe Java or they use certain type of services that's out there. As a backend developer, you know how to work with that. Okay, because that's what the backend is, right? So people think like you have to be coding all the time. Get that shit out of your head. We go through the coding phase, but you have to understand that our jobs is not just coders and code monkey. Okay, if you was that's what you wanted to do, like yo Joe, I signed up because I wanted to be a code monkey. Like no, like that's not gonna happen, especially now with AI, right? Like the skill of just coding by itself, right? It went down 10 levels down. Okay, that's the truth. All right. Some people want to admit it, some people don't want to admit it. I'll tell you the truth because I'm here for you to get results, not just for me to hype up some random framework or some bullshit. I'm here to help you. So you have to understand that. Now you know Java, now you know some PHP, now you know some backend, now you know how to work with a database. Guess what? The new opportunities, if you want to go in and get a job fairly quickly that no one else is paying attention to, is integration, helping companies integrate the new software, new services within. Okay, working with APIs, making sure that all of these things is working together. Let's say, for example, for small to medium-sized businesses, how do you set up something like API that connects to some random tool company, right? And this is a, like, let's say, I don't know, not a manufacturing company, but let's say it's a company that sells tools, right? And there's another company that creates the tools that people go in and do farming or whatever, right? How do you go in and have that communication between the inventory in this company that sells the tools and this company that goes in and builds them, right? So now this company, right, or this one here wants to integrate with the API of this company, and they would like to also use some AI to go in and help them with the sorting and making sure that once it reaches, let's say, I don't know, I got 50 hammers, right? I got 50,000 hammers, but once it gets to 200 hammers, right? Make sure that this order gets sent to this factory so they could send it to us and we could go in and sell them. Okay, we don't want to be here. We know, people need hammers. Guess what? We're gonna need this thing to be automated. This is where you go in and you are the integration specialist. Same thing with software. There's a company out there that generates, I don't know, social media posts for a specific brand. Um, I don't know, whatever company. Let's use Nike, right? Nike goes in, and every time that they create a new product, right, they connect to some other social media AI application. Somebody has to set up that integration between both of them. So it's either going to be within Nike, or it's going to be from the software company, the AI company, that's going to help set up that automation. So Nike just goes in and says, hey, we pay the bill, and that's it. And you guys set up the whole integration. So that's where a lot of companies are hiring people for, with that part of it, the integration part. So as a backend developer, you know all of these things. So let's look at this, right? So this is a fully remote position. This is a back-end position. But most people are not even doing that. You know what people do? They go in, right? Again, when you see this stuff that I talk about here, is because I get paid for this shit. The average person doesn't know about none of this stuff. They're not paying attention to what's happening in the market. I got a bag for this. So I have to be on top of this. I have to know what's going on in the market, what type of jobs are popping up, what's the opportunities, so I could get my students some help, and I could go and get them in quickly. So I got to keep track of this. But the average person, this is what they do. They just go in and say, back in. And that's it. And they'll be like, well, Joe, I applied to all the back-end developer jobs. I applied to every single thing that's out here. But guess what? You actually missed out on this. Okay? So let's look at this job, right? So we could pay attention to this. By the way, anybody that is watching this, right? If you think that I'm giving you gems and I'm helping you out, check out codingphase.com, guys. Okay? That's where the real work is. All right? So in here, so let's look at this. So fully remote automation and AI API integration lead. Okay? Let's go into the requirements. Okay? Proven experience in software development. Okay? Focusing on automation and AI solutions. So you might not have the experience with AI or AI solutions, but you do have software development experience. Okay, strong, because this is stuff that 99% of the people here is not gonna have. So if there was to be like, well, we're only hiring people that have AI and automation solutions experience, guess what? 99.99999% of the people don't have that. So this is a wish list, right? That's one of the things that get added as a wish list. You know, it's like when you go in and you was like a front end developer, and you will see somebody come in and mention like let's say Zustan, or let's mention, I'm trying to think of like some random package from like React, right? That's like a wish list. 99% of the people don't have experience with specific tools or specific skills. They have general skills that they could go in and transfer over to the job. But this is where you have the actual advantage, because when you come in, you say, well, I do have software development experience, right? I have strong proficiency integrating APIs. Guess what? I know how to work with APIs. I could create APIs. This is where you have that. Okay. Some experience with cloud platforms like AWS, Google Cloud, deploying AI models. If you've used any of these services, guess what? As a backend developer, that's what you do, right? You connect to AWS, freaking Google Cloud. You work with DigitalOcean. Guess what? You have that experience. So you're covering already, 50% of the major things that you're going to be basically doing. Okay. Excellent problem solving skills. Guess what? That's what we do as developers. All right. Look at this. Remember, I didn't even look at this job, right? Remember what I said about Zapier, right? Remember, I just said that. I said, hey guys, by the way, this is where the jobs is going to be. That integration part. If you are a backend developer, you're going to be, in a good spot if you understand these tools. So you have Zapier, Integromat, equivalent, right? Or equivalent, Integromat, right? N8, right? NAN, right? I think that's what they call it. That's another one that's coming up. That's like more for AI. But having that knowledge, right, is stuff that you could go in and learn in a weekend. The hard part is knowing how to code, knowing how APIs work, knowing how to work with the servers and the deployment part. If you are a backend developer, you already got that. Now what you have to do is start paying attention to the tools and the services. Now once you have that, now you go above everybody else. And once you work here at a company like this, doing automation and AI solutions, sky's the limit from there. Because that's where you're gonna see all the jobs talking about in the next 5 to 10 years and probably beyond. Okay, so this is like the React of like when it was in 2016, 2017. That if you know React, you could get a job. Well, this is the next thing. Okay, integration. If you know how to set up integrations for companies, you're golden. Okay, so let's continue with this. Let's look at some more jobs in here, right? This is entry level stuff. Customer support specialist, integration. If you've been wanting to work in a tech company, right? This is something else that you might want to go in and pay attention to. Now, I know somebody's out there looking, Joe, I want to code. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, maybe you are somebody who has some technical skills. Maybe you know how to use a computer. That's as far as you know. Okay. But you want to get in, you want to start working at a company, right? And you know a couple of little courses on how to code, but you're still not there yet. But you need a job, right? Guess what? A customer support specialist. This is like what used to be tech support. Now is the integration part. So let's say, for example, I'm working at a software company. They work with doctors, etc. They call up. It's like, excuse me, I'm calling from General Hospital. I'm from Grace Anatomy's Grace Anatomy's fucking hospital here in Seattle. Yeah, we have this new system. I don't know, the manager here has decided to go and change the system. It says that you guys are WebMD. Yeah, so we have your service here, but for whatever reason, I've been trying to get this patient's information, but I can't figure it out. Well, let me help you out, sir. Da da da. You get what I'm saying? It's customer support, but guess what? It's much better than doing, calling from T-Mobile. Hey, sir, you know what I mean? Da da da. Like, you want me to go in and connect your phone again? Excuse me, sir. You owe us 2 months, right? You're not dealing with that type of client, right? And that type of customer. And all of this is all connected to each other, right? Like I give you a great example. Somebody that starts here, integration setup focus, right? Meaning for quote unquote customer support, this is the same thing that you're going to be doing in here, fully remote automation, AI, API integration. You're still going to be dealing with clients. So if you start with a job like this, customer support specialist, integration setup focused, right? That's your job title. That's what you do. You work for xyz.com and you help, doctors make sure that their fucking patients' information is up there. That part of it, that customer support, that integration part, it's what's gonna help you get a job like this. Because this job right here, the position fully remote automation AI API integration lead, this is a lead position. But you can't get a lead position without having the technical skills and not having the tech support part. Like, you can't do that job because that job, it's a higher tier than the customer support. You're more of like, hey, we're gonna go meet the clients when they sign up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be the ones that go in and architect the whole system. The customer support guy is below, but you cannot be a lead if you don't know how the support is and you don't know how to work with software. You don't know how to work with clients. You get what I'm saying? This is the process. You have to go and get yourself in the system. Sometimes people miss out opportunities because they want to start at the top, but don't understand that the guys that's at the top started here where you don't want to work at because you think everybody else is getting those higher positions. No, people build themselves up. You get a $75,000 job, and then from there you build yourself to a $90,000 job. Then you build yourself to 140, 150 and beyond. It's a process. No one starts at the top unless, you're a prodigy or you got connections. If you're like me and you, right? If you're watching this, you're a regular guy just like me. We don't got no connections. We don't got no hookups. We don't got nobody that could come in and be like, yo, vouch for us. We got to build ourselves up. It's better for us to be honest with ourselves and say, hey, you know what? This is what I'm going to be facing. These are the cards that I have in my hands. So guess what? Let me go in and go through this process and get to the goals that I have. All right. Let me see. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to Idle Regis for balling out. You know what I mean? He said, yo, hold this, Joe. 200. You know what I mean? I got you. Yo, I just want to say thank you, boss. Worked as a CRM specialist, tech support now. I'm about to get a job as a marketing CRM specialist. Looking forward to all his amazing courses and trading as a lifetime member. Saludos, hermano. Hey, congratulations, my guy. Congratulations. I'm glad that you got your bag. You're working. You know what I mean? And you got money to blow. Just say, yo, hold this down, bro. Hold this 200 pesos. I got you. You know what I mean? That's my guy. I'm happy for you, bro. Yeah. I just think like, yo, I'm thinking about Idle Ray is gonna like, Joe, chill. I got money to blow. It's like, I got you. He's like, yo, I got you, Joe. Thanks for the job. You know what I mean? That's not a troll. That's not a freaking actor from Fiverr. I didn't pay somebody. I didn't pay some random Indian dude $5. Yo, just make sure you go comment in my live stream, bro. Like you got a job and use a Spanish name so they don't know that it's you, Patek. You know what I mean? Patek Singh. You know what I mean? Like don't. You know what I mean? Like make sure you use a Spanish name. Like nah, it's not that, bro. It's the people's. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Chris. What's up, Joe? Showing some love. Hope all is well. Yes, bro. We back. We outside with it. Your boy Joe done became free. You know what I mean? I was instead of a 12 years a slave, I was 5 years a slave in that old house that I was in. I done did a 5-year bid, bro. The amount of stress and stuff that I was going through in that house. Like now you see your boy now is all smiles and the pearly whites is back. You get what I'm saying? Like once you see that, like, oh shit, Joe's doing good now. You know what I mean? Joe's chilling now. You know what I'm saying? He either got a bag or wifey took care of him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, sometimes I'll be saying shit that I be thinking I'm with my boys. I'm just chilling. Like, yo, I'm on YouTube, bro. Like I'm live. Somebody's out there like probably watching this. Is like, yo, you see, this is why you can't let them in. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a guy out there, little Billy with the comb over and the glasses on and the fucking the plaid shirt and the boots on and the hipster belt. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you see, this is why we can't let them in. You know what I'm saying? Because then now we got this type of guys in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we want Jose walking around here? It's like, God forbid he brings Terrell too with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably a guy out there watching me like, damn, guys, we're just hanging out. This is just us amongst the boys and the girls, and we chilling. You know what I'm saying? We don't act like this at the office. This, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get Joseph. It's okay. You're gonna get Joseph. All right. No, Terrell's gonna be Brandon when he shows up. Okay, we're gonna be good kids. You're gonna say we're gonna be good at the job. Don't worry about us. We just live. This is YouTube. This is for us to have fun, crack jokes. We home. You get what I'm saying? So okay, Bradley, is chill. We gotta crack some jokes. All right. Xavier Lowe, what's going on, my guy? Yeah, man. I just thinking some dude in there right now. You see, this is why we can't let him in. You know what I'm saying? Now we got this type of guy in this shit. Who let Poppy off the grill? You know what I'm saying? This guy's supposed to be my Uber driver. Now he in the team? Yeah, bro. We getting a bag too. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here. I'm going to still be working with HTML, XML, SQL, super stoked. Nice. You're the truth. People should know secret to get into web development. You got them like email marketing, content specialist. Yeah, man. My job here is to help people get paid, get into a job. My job is not just to focus on one specific job or job title. My job is to get you results. If you're able to go in, put money in your pocket, trust me, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, and now your career is off to the races. Okay, so I'm glad that you're doing good at the Reyes. You know what I mean? And yeah, he might be a Fiverr actor. You know what I mean? His real name is Patek Singh. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a dude right now. I can just imagine. Yeah, look at him. He got all his cousins in here. You know what I mean? He's saying he's Mexican. He probably Dominican right now. You know, this Patek Singh. You know what I mean? Joe Gupta. How much you paid him for that? Let me see. I realized there's also secret into cybersecurity is learning and getting certificates in network specialists like CCNA. In a year from now, I want to apply to marketing in U.S. market. Yeah, put yourself out there, bro. Get that bag, man. Mexico right now is booming too, man. People be slapping like slacking on Mexico. There's a lot of stuff on going on in Mexico because I be seeing it. Like I have the subscription for all of the jobs that's out there that I could see, and I know Spanish, so I could read. So I go through, it, and there's a lot of opportunities in Mexico. Now, of course, it's competitive just like here, and probably even more so over there. But there's opportunities. People be acting like Mexico is not, the top country in Latin America. Here in this country, the people would be like, "Well, I seen Pedro by Home Depot." You know what I'm saying? They think like everybody's at Home Depot. They don't know. They don't know how Mexico gets down. Mexico rich, rich, rich. The thing is that if you rich, you rich, rich. Now, if you poor, yeah, you might be picking up some strawberries. You get what I'm saying? But Mexico is big. It's a power. It's a powerhouse over there, man. So it's one of the countries that have like a lot of major tech companies that have offices within the platform, right, in the country. Let me see. B. Thompson says, sounds like a plan. I wonder if I should do Java or Python, but since everyone's doing Python, I should look at Java. That's what I would say. That's the number one thing that I would do. Like you could learn Python, you could play around with Python. Python is great. I love Python. I would say Python is in my top three favorite languages. I would say Ruby is my favorite. From there, I will probably put JavaScript, and then I will put Python. And yes, I will probably put PHP my fourth or fifth. There's a difference, guys. My favorite language and the language that I use the most, and probably the one that I use the most is PHP for backend. But that doesn't mean that I like PHP. Like I just use it because I have to use it. It has tools that allow me to build things fairly quickly, like Ruby, not Ruby, Laravel. Like Laravel, I use it all the time. But when I'm like, I want to build something like for me, and it's like I'm gonna have fun coding. I'm pulling up code like Ruby or Crystal Lang, or even just JavaScript. Node.js, and that's the difference, right? Remember why I always tell you guys when you're watching most people here on YouTube, they're giving you their opinion. My opinion is irrelevant. I don't come in with my opinion or my bias. My bias, what gets people results. Because if you're gonna watch me for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, I want you to leave here with stuff that when you implement it, you actually get results. Not me showing you the cool things that I like. Like if I go in, I'll show you like right now the things that I'm into, right? As a developer, like, when I'm working on stuff, I don't put everything in here that you know what I mean, like that I'm like doing or stuff like that. But this is like the stuff that I'm into. Like I'll show you right now. But you see, I don't make content about it because like when you come here, my channel is not for about me, right? It's like in a sense of like what I like or whatever. Um, but this right here, right? So Again, this is like something that I'm into, like checking web AR experiments, right? Um, 3D AI generation, like this is all, you know, old stuff. Remember, like I
Turn
was
any
talking
Reg
about
3 app into
um how you call this shit, like WebXR. Like I'm really into that. Like if I'm gonna build something, I'm coding something for myself, this is the type of stuff that I'm working on. Okay. Um, but that's the problem. A lot of times people come in and, you know, they'll go in and be like, well, let me give an opinion on what framework people should use or what they should be using or whatever. I don't do that. Or, what career they should go on. I go in and give you advice and give you tips on things that's working, that's going to help you get a job fairly quickly. Or, if you're a little bit lost, you don't know what to do, like I help you out with that. But I'm not giving you the exact same thing that I like. Like I'm like, oh, I like this framework or this language. Nah, it's not like that, right? So yeah, PHP is great to get a job. If I'm gonna go in and start working somewhere, I'm using PHP, right? Because it's gonna be easier for me to find a job. The interviews are pretty straightforward, and guess what? They're paying the same way as other languages, right? But if I want to go and build something that I'm gonna have fun with, I'm using Ruby all day. Let me see. Reading through here. Yeah, you like the hat, man? We had to switch it up, bro. I feel like I haven't bought anything for myself in God knows how long, bro. I've been just like grinding, working, taking care of my family, taking care of my kids, So that's why sometimes you might see me with like the same shirt, the same fucking hat, whatever. Like I'm not even going all out for myself. I just take care of my family, my kids, and like to work. But once in a while we go in, we're like, all right, we see something out the mall. Let me get that Martin. You know what I mean? So I can say, what's going on, Gina? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like it. I like it got like the Pistons style. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little shiny. I might use it later on when I go out. Let's see how it goes. Let me see. Reading through here. Word Joe. We just integrated. We just integrated from list track to Klaviyo. Next, we're tracking Shopify. Learned a lot in the process. Planning to take the profitable developer course once we wrap up. Yeah, bro, get in there. By the way, for anybody that's been wanting to like, build your own business, make some income online, right? Let me make sure this thing is good. Oh, there you go. Make sure to go check out the links in the description. Profitable Developer course. It's a course where I literally break down everything that you're gonna need to be able to start building your own business. If you have skills, you need to monetize them. It's every single skill that you have. It's not something like be like, well, I just know how to code and I could get a job. Bro, you could get a job and then you could get clients. You could get clients and you could create a digital product. You could create a digital product, you could build a software as a service, right? You go in and you do all of those things. Now you got different incomes coming in from different spots, right? So definitely check out that course because again, I'm sharing everything. When you see me, you're like, whoa, how the hell does this guy, be at home, work for himself, right? Always creating products, always creating services. How does he do it? How is it that he gets people to come and buy his shit? I'm breaking it down for you. It's a process. It's like, how do you find the idea? How do you go in and do the research? How do you validate the idea? After you validate it, how do you use social media to attract potential customers and clients for that? And then from there, how do you go in and use advertisement? The money is not in social media. Social media is just a way to, you know, put yourself out there, but it's the advertisement. And I show you guys how to do that on that course. That whole process of like, okay, what type of advertisement you got to run? What's your targeting audience? How do you do that? Right? How do you scale that? All of that's inside of the profitable developer course. Okay. Let me see. We're in through here. Lauren says, no suit, no ties, old vibes and bags. Yes, sir. Joe cooking, folks. Y'all need to take note. I'm just over here. I'm fucking. Joe's cooking. Joe's doing hibachi in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When people be like, yo, let him cook. Yeah, he doing hibachi up in the, you know what I mean? Joe's in here fucking, you know what I mean? Like, yo, stop playing with him. And when he talks, this shit's like a casino. All you hear is clink, 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 clink. Pick it up. Those are gems. Okay? Yo, there was somebody who told me some shit the other day. He's like, yo, you should create a channel. I think it was my boy Angel. Shout out to Angel if you're watching. He's like, yo, you should, yo, Joe, I could watch you all day, bro. Because he don't even code. He does design, but he watches all my shit, all my videos, all my live stream, all everything. And he's like, yo, Joe, you need to create a YouTube channel, a podcast, something, bro. Cause like I could watch you all day. Like you a character, bro. Like you're a dude that you know what I mean? No homo, but damn, I just want to watch you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, it is what it is. I only do it for the code. You know what I'm saying? But you can imagine your boy. If I wanted to, I could go in that lane. I like to code. I like to talk about this shit because the way how I look at this is like I'm helping people out. Talking about things that is gonna give them value. And I'm seeing the results. I love when I hear when somebody comes in like, yo, Joe, thank you. I got a job because of you. Because now I know he's able to take care of his family and take care of himself. It's a like a little process. Once you go through it, from there it's just up, so to me that's the thing that makes me happy and the things that brings me joy. And me personally, I wouldn't want to be doing like YouTube, like a podcast and stuff like that. Like I try to do it a little bit with my other homegirl, but it's just I don't like social media. Yo, there's somebody watching this shit. Like, yo, you don't like social media, bro? You've been doing social media and YouTube for God knows how long. And it's like, yeah, but it's different. This is business, right? I like to come here for coding phase. But if I was to be like, yo, I'm gonna be doing social media, get on YouTube, do a video to get views and then get a million people watching me, like I get anxiety, bro. I don't even like people like knowing the fact that there's mad people that know me. Like I like to meet people and hang out, but I'm more like to myself. You get what I'm saying? Because my problem is I'm the type of person that, even though I try not to be, but I'm the type of person that when I go in, I do something, I'm wondering what is this person thinking, right? The, like I care too much about what other people think, in a sense, right? Like that's my biggest downfall. I worry too much about what other people think. And if I was to be doing like a YouTube or some shit like that, like a YouTube channel or things like that, I just be like, that should be eating me up. I'm like, yo, but do I sound good? Do I sound this and that? Even though I've been doing this stuff here on coding phase. But when I'm here, it feels natural because it feels like I'm talking to a friend who's looking to learn how to code, and I'm just like hanging out with him and be like, hey, bro, like this is what you got to do. This is the thing that you got to get to get a job, etc. So it feels natural. If I got to go in and be, hey guys, welcome to the podcast of Joe Santos, and like, yeah, that's a whole different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, today we're gonna talk about what happened between Trump and Melania Trump. What was she doing under that table? You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna be like, yo, what the hell? Like I don't feel comfortable doing that. Here I'm hanging out with my boys. Okay, so yeah, man, Joe cooking up. Joe doing hibachi right now. Okay, been a minute. Over here was good, Joe. What's going on, my guy? Lawrence says, easier to find beginner Java jobs than beginner Python. Yes. Listen to Lawrence, okay? Lawrence been in the ecosystem of Java for a long time, have had a lot of success, and this is the thing that helped him get into the game also, and be where he's at right now. Like, dude is a developer advocate, traveling the world, doing conferences. Like, I don't know how he does it. I look up to him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Lauren be like, yeah, man, Joe's one of my mentors. Joe's one of the people that helped me get into the game. I'm like, shit, I look at Lawrence like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit, he does things that I can't do. So congratulations to Lawrence and the career that he has. But when it comes to Java and that whole ecosystem, definitely pay attention to Lawrence. Follow him on TikTok. Follow him on Instagram, Twitter. You already know Lawrence D Codes. He's one of my original subscribers, one of the originals, like 2017 OGs. Like I remember when Lawrence used to come to me and would be like, "Yo, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm learning how to code. What do you think? Because Lawrence is a little bit older, but not even that old. He's just a little bit older in age because he has a lot of experience. And at the time, he was concerned. He was like, "Man, do you think like I could still do it?" I'm like, "Bro, you of course." And look at all the shit that he does now. So at the end of the day, always remember, like, when you got it, you got it. That shit never goes away, you know. And if it's something that you're passionate about, you can make it happen and get to levels that you will be amazing. You'll be like, damn, I did all of this. Like now you look back and be like, oh shit, I got 7 years in this game, 8 years in this game. Shit, I'm taking care of my family, taking care of my kids. We got a crib. I'm freaking growing vegetables in the backyard. I come back. I take a trip to Europe. You know what I mean? Lawrence could be like, "Yo, Papa's got yeah, I just landed in Europe." You know what I mean? I heard that song from this guy Rick Ross and Jay Z. You should have that song playing one of these days, Lawrence. When you touch down in Europe, be like, "Yo, have that song playing." In one of the TikToks walking through the airport, like, "I just landed in Europe." You're just gonna have to, to bleep a couple of the words in there, because we corporate now. You know what I mean? So we have to keep it keep it PG. But shout out to my boy Lawrence, man. Let me see. Reading through here. Some companies just ask you to be interested. They will probably give you the job. Yeah, a lot of times that happens. Let me see. Reading through here. I like to watch you too. Crazy Gens, both coding and life. Then there's the energy. Yes. Lauren says, thanks, dog. Real talk. I'm trying to get to that Joe money. Then I'll be straight. Coding face for life. Yeah, man. Shit. I'm doing all right, bro. I'm doing all right. But I feel like what you've done has been, stuff that I'll be like, damn. Because I've gotten a lot of opportunities like that. But I don't know. I don't, not that I don't have it. It's just maybe I don't push myself. Because I've had a lot of opportunities to be like a developer advocate and I want to do it. I would like to travel. I would like to go and meet people, go to conferences, all that stuff. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it's my anxiety. Like I get anxiety, bro. Like, like you see me here, I'm all cool and shit, but then I'll be catching anxiety attacks and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be like, yo, Joe, you're up next, Joe. Like, come somebody with a headphone on, like, hey, Mr. Santos, you're next. And I'm in there like, yo, hold on, bro. I'm catching an anxiety attack from. I gotta talk in front of 1,500 people. Hold on, bro. Yeah, no, I mean my shit is not that bad. It's just I don't know. Like I wish I had that. I'm more of a homebody. I'm more of like let me do my work type thing. And it's like I feel like I also miss out on a lot of opportunities. We had a couple of conversations with like Meta and stuff like that. And then when it came down to it, I was like, do I want to be traveling? Do I want to go to fucking San Francisco? And then I had to drop the ball on that. I just say, hey man, I appreciate the opportunity, da da da. And but it's like I'm limiting myself. I don't know why. I wish I could just turn that shit off from me. Just like the like I wish I had that. You know, I used to when I was like mad young, but now I don't know. Like I just want to chill. I want to fucking I want to chill. You know what I mean? I want to just like code, work from home, chill with my kids. Go to the beach. You know what I mean? Freaking just the basic stuff. Like I don't have that. Let me go and grind it. Let me go to San Francisco. Let me go to over here. Let me go to the. If I had that shit, bro, Joe will be out of here. I will be the face of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm not like that. I don't have it. I don't have it with me right now. Laura's like, yo, I'm old as hell. I just act young. Yeah, bro. You got that energy. I don't got that shit. I be trying. I'm like, yo. Even like right now, I gotta go meet up with my boy Kevin. Right? Uh, but now I'm like, damn, I gotta go out. I gotta go out now. I gotta get freaking dressed. I gotta, plan something out. Even though I'm dying to go see my boy Kevin because I want to do a quick video with him too. Bring you guys some content, interview him probably a little bit, so give you guys some feedback. Because he also came through coding phase, so I want to go hang out with him. But it's just the now I gotta get up. I gotta do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Let me see. Lauren says facts. I'm off to Italy in a few weeks. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. Lauren, see what's good. Put a connect. Send a kite. That company you with, they work with emails, man. See if there's a spot for me out there. I put it out there. Shit, if they got a remote job. I was looking at their website. What's the name? Is Be Free, Breeze or Be Free? I can't remember. The company seems like they got a lot of cool tools, man. So let me see, man. See if there's a spot for your boy in there. You get what I'm saying? Shit, plug. Get my man Lawrence to be the plug now. Yo, listen, check out my man Joe's real quick. But it has to be remote. I don't want to go to no office. I don't want to travel. See what they got remote. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I want to do like email, man. Be free. Shout out to Be Free. My man Lawrence worked for them. I like the services that they have, right? So I'm like, man, how? I was looking on the career website, see what they got. There's a couple of people that hit me up like for companies, but I'm not excited about like the products that they have. But this is cool. Like I'm like the email guy, and this is like email platform that has email templates that have the drag and drop. That you know what I'm saying? Like that would be just a perfect match. You get what I'm saying? So I will be interested in that. That's I remember seeing their products before you was working there. That's why I was like, holy shit, Lawrence works there now. Oh, that's dope. Oh shit, I got a hookup. Now because there was this person, I forgot what's their name. Damn. I followed them on LinkedIn. They are um they're like well-known email developer, right? But they work for the company that owns Litmus. And I'm like, yo, this is so cool. She works remotely. She works remotely and her job is like really like it's like a front end developer slash email developer, but working for a company that does email tools. And I was like, shit, I could do that shit. I could do that shit if I wanted to. I just gotta find the right company that has the right type of role for the type of person that I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to work remote and do like email tools. Like that will be dope. Cause I believe it or not, I enjoy email development. I don't like the table stuff, but I like everything else that comes with it. The email marketing, the tools that comes with, the integration, the doing segmentation. Oh, I love all that shit. But yeah, man, let's see. See if you find a little shot, you know what I mean? See if you see like, yo, we need an email developer to test the templates. Shit, call me up. Give me a hookup in there, like, yo, what's going on? Yeah, and also to just work life balance. That's very important. I had like when I was talking to the people from Carnival yesterday, the only thing I didn't like was like I kind of didn't feel like the work life balance was gonna be cool, and I was like, like I've gotten a couple of offers from a couple of companies. It's just the type of stuff that they want. I don't know if I'm ready to commit to something like that. Like they they also they be like, okay, you gotta lead. Like you have enough experience to lead. I don't want to lead. I want to. There was a thing that Tech Rally said one time. Shout out to my boy Tech Rally. I gotta call him up. Haven't talked to him mad long. He said, I want to be an overpaid junior developer. Because as you become more senior, companies throw more responsibilities at you, right? And it's responsibilities that I just don't feel like I want to take on. Sometimes I feel like a lot of companies they throw a lot of responsibilities on you, and you like, I don't like, for me, I don't want it, right? Like I had a couple of companies in there that we got to like define the process and like, yeah, man, you're gonna be great. You know, you're gonna be great, like mentoring the new developers. I'm like, bro, I don't want to mentor nobody. Like I already do that on coding phase. Like if I work at a company, I don't want to mentor nobody. I just want to, hey, here's your role. You get paid for this. Do your job. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for your services, and that's it. But sometimes when they go in, and one I'm about to start fucking removing shit from my resume. If I decide to go to a company, I'm gonna be like, yo, I got a year as a developer, like, because I just don't want to have the extra responsibilities that come with having 10 years in the game, because they try to throw mad work at you, and I'm like, bro, it wouldn't be, for me, it wouldn't be beneficial, the amount of work that, responsibilities. Yeah, but that's the thing. Let me see. Kind of while we still under the radar, so they don't pop out with a lot of openings. Yeah, but it seems like a solid company. I saw a couple of stuff like they were looking for somebody in Italy in a couple of spots. So it seems like they're global with it. So that's pretty dope. But yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of companies out there. And that's why I tell everybody here in the beginning, always get the job that is gonna help you get into the game. Once you put in the work, then now you get to a point where you decide what companies you want to work for, what type of products and services you're interested in, and you'll be able to make your choice. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like if I want to work with other companies, but I also don't have to. So then I'm like, I want to find the right company. Like um if I was to do like WebXR, that's one thing that I would love to do. Like for another company, like not even for me, just another work for another company where I will work with like 6, 7 other engineers that's passionate about WebXR, right? And I know enough from it that I'm not like at a senior level. So then I would just join in like, hey, he's like a mid level developer. Hey, he's like a junior level developer. It's like he don't have that much responsibilities, which allows me to do everything else that I do outside of work. Because what happens is a lot of times you work at companies and the company becomes your life now, and that's the thing that I can't sign up for, because I love I would love to work with other companies, but if I feel like that job is gonna become my life, then I'd rather continue doing what I've been always doing, just making my own independent money. But I miss that shit. Like I kind of fucking miss like working in a team, having the meetings with other designers and the project manager and this and that. Like it sounds corny, but you kind of miss it after you haven't done it in so long with other people. Like I've done it with my own agency. I got employees on that, but I'm also like the leader of the shit. I don't like it because I gotta go in and check people's work. I gotta go in, keep people's on deadlines. I don't like that part. That's why I don't like the when you go to like certain companies and they start looking at your resume and they're like, oh shoot, he got 10 plus. Oh, you got so much. Man, you could mentor and you could lead. This. I don't want to lead. I don't want to mentor. I just want to do my job. If you guys find something like that, be like, yo, all they need is somebody to do their job without leading or meeting or fucking leading or fucking doing some crazy shit, then I'll take it. To that date, then I don't know, uh, yeah, preach. People be like, how do I do what you do? I'm like, started at Fred Dollar Store doing drag and drop WordPress for under 60. They lose interest. Yeah, people don't understand. It's a process. Then from there, once you have your first job, then now you get to a point where you have enough skills, you have enough experience. Now you choose where you want to work at. It's a difference. If you know how to do this thing right, you prepare yourself. You get to a point where you're golden. You're good to go. All right. Anyways, guys, listen. I gotta get ready. I gotta go and get myself freaking ready. My phone died. I gotta get ready so I could go in and go hang out with my boy Kevin. I gotta call him up. Gotta put my phone to charge. So, yeah, man, we'll be in contact, guys. All right. By the way, guys, listen, if you want to come to codingphase.com, guys, you want to see some of these jobs, they're verified jobs. These are jobs that we apply to it. We make sure that we get responses. We got contacts of like the recruiters. Like, these are solid jobs. All you have to do is come to codingphase.com, be a diamond member. You get access to every service, every tool, every course, everything on the platform. Plus, you get access to me every single Monday, and I answer your emails to help you out in whatever questions you might have. All right, so I'll see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Take care, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. Love you guys. Take care.